Our podcast is a part of the World Podcast Network, now with over 1,000 podcasts. Visit the World Podcast Network at worldpodcast.network to listen to podcasts in over 12 genres. Come vote our podcast episodes up and help us rise on the leaderboard. If you have a podcast of your own, you can join for free. Welcome to Reality Tea Times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Danica, and today we are going to be discussing Lovers and Liars. Okay, so I've only watched the first episode so far, as I'm recording this. Y'all, it did not hit me until the very end of the first episode that fucking Camille from Below Deck, Fraser's first season as Chief Stew, that Camille, the one who was fucking Ben, that Camille is on this fucking show, y'all. She's an F girl. There's no way in hell this girl is a ninth girl. There's no way. Oh my god. I freaked when I saw her, because I'm going through and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know why it didn't hit me at first, but it was one particular scene in the coming up on that I saw her. I'm like, Camille! Like, I was freaking, yo, I'm here for this, because I'm here for it. Anyway, before we enter into the episode though, let's do a little bit of hot goss. So, first piece. Again, we're still on the Bachelor trope as we did with one of the episodes that I've done. I can't remember. But Greg Grippo and Victoria Fuller have apparently gone their separate ways. So apparently they actually separated several months ago. Greg was apparently last seen on Victoria's Instagram feed on July 31st. She posted a photo of them cuddling, as well as footage of him petting their dog and impersonating Kim Kardashian. Very funny. Greg jokingly commented on the post, yeah, and I'm copying her Dolce Vita lifestyle. Whatever. On her Instagram story, Victoria shared even more documentation of Greg, including a selfie of them together. She wrote of the photo, here's a couple of photos from this weekend that didn't make the Instagram post cut. So we're kind of seeing, like, that's at least roughly when they were last seen on each other's Instagrams, I guess. Victoria and Greg, if we remember, first sparked dating rumors last summer when they were spotted vacationing in Italy together. But the off-screen romance evolved as as Victoria was falling for Johnny, if you remember Johnny, De Filippo, on screen during the BIP's 8th season. Victoria and Johnny's whirlwind romance ended in an engagement, though the former Bachelorette contestant revealed they were only engaged for a month before calling it quits. Victoria confirmed her relationship with Greg during the season 8 reunion of BIP, if you remember. It's pretty dramatic. She also denied cheating on Johnny, which, that's not, come on. Though her now ex-fiance countered, I still consider talking to someone else while we're working on our issues, cheating or emotional cheating. Yeah, she got a lot of heat, I remember. I was pretty pissed. Greg then joined Victoria on stage, if you remember, and explained how they met, where he said, quote, we've been friends for a while. We met last year through mutual friends. After initially building a friendship, he revealed that they didn't choose to explore a possible romantic bond until after she returned from paradise. He said, quote, I was like, you know what? We're at this moment where we're really interested in one another. And I was like, I want to take you out for a drink. So you want to go to Rome in 2 days? If you remember, this was so dramatic. I remember all of this. In defense of the relationship, Victoria said, no one has to understand it or get it, and that's okay. But everyone can hate us if they fucking want. Well, days later, Victoria and Greg became Instagram official on Thanksgiving. So days later after the reunion. So yeah, 1 month into dating, the couple opened up about their plans to move in together in Nashville during a joint appearance on the File Files podcast. Greg was living in New York City at the time, while Victoria was already a resident of Nashville. So there's that. So if we need a little bit of a reminder as to who each person was in terms of their first appearance, before getting together, Victoria appeared on Peter Weber's season of The Bachelor, while Greg was a contestant on Katie Thurston's season of The Bachelorette. So there's that. The next piece of podcasts. There has been some rumors of flying around that 90 Day UK is coming soon. And I found the article where we are announcing the couples. We have all new couples except for one. But here I am about to tell you who they are. And of course, I will post pictures on our feeds once this episode is out. So we have Nicole. She's 25, and Tahir, who's also 25. So beauty therapist Nicole first met Tahir when she was holidaying in native Egypt. She became smitten with the waiter while actually on a romantic getaway with her now ex-fiance at the time. Yikes. The cultural differences between them are huge though. Tahir is a devout Muslim and Nicole doesn't like dressing modestly. This just feels like Mahmoud and Nicole. Next couple, Tony, 45, and Nui, 41. Meeting on Tinder in Thailand in 2021, the pair fell for each other instantly and have been together ever since, albeit from opposite ends of the globe. With Tony regularly flying back to Thailand, Nui has introduced him to her 2 children, hinting at the couple's future as a family unit. Okay, this seems, pretty easy enough. Jamie, 33, and Kathleen, 36. Unlucky in love, Jamie, 33, who lives in London, met Kathleen, 36, from the Philippines on holiday in Cyprus in 2019 after they were introduced through mutual friends. After recovering from a previous disastrous long-distance relationship, Jamie admits that meeting Kathleen was love at first sight. Sounds like something great. But their happiness was short-lived and Jamie betrayed Kathleen's trust by getting together with her friend. Oh, this is going to be great. Next couple, Sam, 28, and Ali, 23. Just 5 days into her holiday, Sam met barman Ali and sparks immediately flew between them. Sam continued to chat with Ali on Instagram but grew wary of his intentions after discovering his reputation as a quote-unquote playboy in the local tourist hotspot. Next couple, Charlotte, 34, and Johan, 21. I don't know about this. A family holiday to the Dominican Republic turned into a surprise romantic escapade after she met hotel entertainer Johan. What the fuck? As her holiday ended, Johan took a leap of faith and asked Charlotte to be his girlfriend. Charlotte threw caution to the wind and continued chatting with Johan from the UK. Flying out again to see him that same year, Charlotte was shocked and delighted when Johan popped the question, just as the couple were sheltering from a raging hurricane. Sounds about right. We got John, 29, and Sprite, 26, who is our, looks like her only, same-sex relationship. Their paths crossed several times before they officially became a couple in early 2021. Photographer Sprite took a picture of John in drag at a concert in 2018, but when John moved to Thailand to become a teacher, it was matching on Twitter years later that brought this couple together. That's kind of a cute story. Sprite swiped right, thinking he could bag himself some free English lessons. During the pandemic, John started making pastries and decided to move back to the UK to become a pastry chef. And last but not least, our returning couple, and I'll just give you a hint. I love you, chicken. They're back, Louise and Jose. And if you need a little bit of a refresher on them, at the end of series as season 2. Viewers watched as they married in Colombia just 2 weeks after meeting in person, despite not speaking each other's languages. Prostitute rumors, I remember that now. An intense visa battle. Season 3 follows the couple as Jose moves to Gloucestershire and they embark on their next journey together, parenthood, after Louise gave birth to their son, Raoul, last August. But they are not out of the woods yet. Determined to get his music career off the ground, rapper Jose struggles to juggle, Jesus Christ, his artistic ambitions with being a first-time dad in a foreign country. So the brand new series, or season, I keep saying series, but season of 90 Day Fiancé UK will be available to stream on Discovery Plus, Max, on May 27th. So we will see how that goes. But that's it for that piece. Let's move on to our last piece. And that is Below Deck Med is also on its way. And that's going to be coming sometime in June. So we're just going to go through the cast for Below Deck Med. Of course, we have Sandy. And this little article that I have has some fun facts about everybody, including Captain Sandy. So, her birthday, February 23rd. Her zodiac sign, she's a Pisces. Her years of experience, 36. My God. Her favorite off-boat activities, snowboarding, skiing, and playing in the water. What is your wildest charter guest story from your career, Captain Sandy? She says, I had guests shooting water balloons from a massive slingshot on deck into a crowd during the Cannes Film Festival. The guests were also dressed for a red carpet. Okay. What was your first impression of Mystique? She says, quote, I was excited to run it because it was built in the same shipyard as the White Star, the vessel I became captain on in 2003. Okay. Favorite place that she has traveled? She loves the south of France and the Amalfi Coast, whatever. I don't care. So we have our chief stew. Aisha is going to be our chief stew. So what does this mean for Below Deck Down Under, though? Are we never going to see Captain Jason again? But anyways, her birthday, November 27th, she is a Sagittarius, y'all. And she has 8 years of experience. Her favorite off-boat activities, I'm not going to do all of them, so I'll just do a few. She says, I love hiking, yoga, and reading. Additionally, I love sipping a cocktail in the sun while reading a book. It's probably my favorite activity. She's so sweet. I love her. So let's move on to the next. I'm just going to do some of those because it's too much, but we're going to do some. So we have our chef, and his name is Jonathan Shillingford. It's kind of cute. His birthday, July 7th, he's a Cancer, y'all, and he has 7 years of yachting experience. His special skills is actually twerking, singing, cooking all the food and design, and I'm also great at accents. He also likes to watch Real Housewives, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, Top Chef, and Project Runway. So that's basically it for him. Next person, our bosun, we have Ian McLean. His birthday, March 21st. He's an Aries. He's 5 years of experience. And he likes to go to the gym, hiking, caloofing, surfing, jollying, music festivals, hanging out with friends and family, and going to the beach. We have Joe Bradley, our deckhand. His birthday, March 18th, we have another Pisces, y'all. He has 3 years of experience, and his favorite things, rock climbing, go-karting, motorbikes, the off sunsets, dancing, playing the guitar, piano, and swimming. Next, we have Nathan Gallagher. He's another techie. His birthday, June 19th, he's a Gemini. He has 2 years of experience, and his favorite both activities is everything to do with boats. Okay. We have Gal Cameron, another techie. Her birthday, May 14th. She's a Taurus, just like me. She has 3 years of experience, and her favorite activities, free diving, scuba diving, and eating. We have Elena. Debauch. She's a stew. Her birthday, July 5th. She's a Cancer. She has 8 years of experience. She likes to do weightlifting and gaining back the muscle mass I normally lose during a charter season. So there she is. We have Brie Muller. We don't have no picture for her, so there won't be a picture for her. But her birthday, April 22nd. She's also a Taurus. She has 3 years of experience. And she likes to do anything that involves getting in the water, such as snorkeling, scuba diving, tubing, going down slides, and jumping off the sun deck. And I think she's a stew. And I think Elena also was a stew. I think I've missed that. Anyway, the new season for Below Deck Med starts on June 3rd with a supersized 75-minute episode. And of course, I'll talk about it, even though I didn't get to talk much about Below Deck OG season, but we will be talking about it. But that is it for Hot Goss for this episode. Liars and Liars, season 1, episode 1. Women Are Too Good, I believe is what this one's called. So we got 24 women along with Casey from season 1 of F-Boy Island and season 2. We got CJ from season 3 of F-Boy Island and Benedict from season 2 and 3 from F-Boy Island. So, plus we know the rules. The rules are the exact same as F-Boy Island. So we got Nikki with us, of course. So I'm going to call Benedict Benny through most of this because that's kind of been the nickname for him for a while. So I'm going to continue just calling him Benny, so it's a little easier. So Benny doesn't want to get his heart broken again or lose 50K. He doesn't want to do that either. Casey wants to get married. Okay, we'll see. So he's like, so maybe 3 times the charm? Yeah, maybe. So let's meet the women. Now, I'm not going to have all of their names here, but we'll get used to their names as time goes on. So we are going to be doing that little challenge where we do the green flag, red flag, and if the women, in this case, get all 3 green flags, they'll get extra time with the men before the mixer. That's what we're doing. So this one girl named Jan, I think it's Danielle, got all green flags, but wait, you guys, she's an F girl. She's the one we find out she's an F girl, which means she's probably going to be a part of this for a while. The men are dumb because the raters are a little off they're picking a lot of people who are clearly F girls. Then there's one girl, Jocelyn, Russell's Benny, and he's like, green flag. But there's going to be a little more on Jocelyn in a little bit. So, the women in the next scene, because it's going to be kind of similar, we're kind of doing like, highlighting certain things in the episode, but we're not doing a play-by-play. So the women rate the men, CJ, 10.5 out of 10. Amen. Benny, 10 out of 10. Okay. Casey, they want to eat him up. So there you go. So we had from the challenge, we had 7 women get to have extra time with the men. So Benny says, I got daddy issues. Jason? He tells this to one of the women, and she's like, the fuck? So Jan Danielle wants to talk to Benny, not because she likes him or anything, but because he looked at her the most. So she thinks maybe that's the guy that I can kind of fool. Casey is connecting with this girl named Mishi, but she is only here for one reason. Take a guess, guys. She's here for 100K. So she too is an F girl. Great. Casey says, my F girl radar is really good. Is he fucking with me right now? Because we're going to get to it. At least 2 of the women that this guy picks, one is confirmed F girl, and I'm pretty sure the other one is too. just because of the history. We'll get to it. Jan Danielle, sorry, thinks that, comedians are great, or, guys that are funny or whatever, are really and truly just trying to overcompensate for something. Eek. Then here comes the other women, and then he's like, ah, he's like, I'm not ready. Anyway, Casey is talking to Camille. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the episode about Camille. Again, for those, I'm going to say it again because I'm actually recording this 2 separate times from the beginning. For those who don't remember, Camille is the same girl who was on Below Deck last season's Below Deck, so season 10 of Below Deck, where she met Ben, and she had a thing with Ben, and Ben they seemed to have been in love with her, and I think they actually dated past the bow and didn't work. I think he actually said she cheated on him. F girl. Anyways, wait, did she cheat on him with Casey? Oh my god, this is great. Anyway, maybe not. This probably is after. But anyways, she and him didn't work out. She got fired because she didn't do her job well. She didn't get along with the second stew, all that. Anyways, that is Camille for my Below Deckies. For those people who don't know who Camille is, though, because you don't watch Below Deck, she is an F girl through and through. She never took her relationship with Ben seriously. She fully said she was using him because she was on the boat. Like, she was the thing. Now, she did come back towards the end to party with Ben. Like I said, they did seem to continue some sort of relationship afterwards, but it didn't work out. Ben's not perfect either for those who do watch Below Deck. But she fully gave this air of, I live in the moment. And if you don't fit in the moment, then I'm gonna move on. And I don't care if I'm actually still with you or not. That's the air she kind of gave. So when I clocked it and I said, oh my god, that's Camille, I'm like, oh, she's an F girl. 1000% she's an F girl. If she's not an F girl, I'm shocked. But anyways, he's connecting, Casey's connecting with Camille. And he blurts out, I love you. What? He's like, he's like, am I stupid? The answer to your question, Casey, is yes. Camille tells the other women, I don't think I clicked with Casey. But yeah, she's going to be all over Casey. And I'm going to preface this now. In the second episode, I unfortunately wasn't able to get that. I will talk about kind of what happens in the beginning of the third episode, but I didn't get the second episode, so I don't know what shifted. Unfortunately, I tried my best to get it, but I wasn't able to get it. So, yeah. The women don't believe her, though. I don't believe her either. I think she's keeping me close to the chest, and that's okay. But then Casey ends up kissing Lexi, who she's a yoga instructor. Now, if you remember from the yoga instructor, she's the one I believe said to the guys, will you bend me out or something like that, something around those lines. Made yoga sexy. So then the girls go to talk to CJ, or one girl goes to talk to CJ, and she's like, men love a damsel in distress, so I'm gonna be that damsel in distress. So she goes to walk towards CJ, and she goes to walk to CJ, and then all of a sudden my girl just fucking, I'll tumble for ya. Like, she literally tumbles. And CJ, in a split second, like, oh shit. He goes and he gets up and he's like, you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay. And doesn't the girl he was talking to just get up and dip? She's like, it worked. You know what? Even if she's an F girl, that was good. That was good. Benny gets his lip bit by a girl who wanted wanted half of his mint. So she bit his lip in order to do it. CJ ends up kissing the damsel girl when he said that he didn't want to kiss anybody, at least on the first night. That went well anyway. Then here comes Nikki, as always, to crash the party because it's elimination time. So we're just going to dive right into the elimination and let's go to it. So Benny picks. So again, actually, let's just do this before I get into it. If you don't remember the rules, because it's maybe we haven't done F-Boy Island in a few months. If you don't remember, basically what happens is that in this case, the men are going to pick their bottom two. Those bottom two are going to plead their case somewhat, and then they will make their decision and eliminate. Essentially, 3 women will be eliminated. Then they will have to say whether or not they are a nice girl or an F girl. That's the rules. Here we go. So Benny picks Jasmine, and I think it's Kiara. CJ picks Brianna, A, and Alita. I didn't write that one great. Sorry, guys. Casey picks Jana and Michelle U. So the basically the consensus among all these men are basically that the women just didn't talk to them. So Benny ends up eliminating Jasmine. CJ eliminates Brianna A, and Casey eliminates Michelle U. So Jasmine, are you an F girl? And she says, Benny, you are so dull. She's like, I got 3 boyfriends waiting for me at home. So yeah, I'm an F girl. Shit. Brianna A, are you an F girl or a nice girl? She says, CJ, you're a loser. And she actually doesn't even remember Benny's name either. But ultimately, she too is an F girl. Michelle, you? What about you? She's a nice girl. So they did eliminate 2 F girls and 1 nice girl, so that's okay. But that's basically it there with this episode of Lovers and Liars. So we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we will jump in with episode 3. And I am back, so let's do the 3rd episode. As mentioned again, I wasn't able to get the 2nd episode, so we're skipping ahead to the 3rd episode. So, episode 3 is titled Rare Crushes, or Rule Crashers, or Rule Crashers. I think that's it. Anyway, so we'll just briefly go. Last time on, Casey actually had a date with Camille. I guess that went well. The women think that Benny is asexual. Okay. And they eliminated 3 nice girls. Idiots. So a woman also called Casey a twerp. I'm not sure if that was in this particular episode or in the last one, but anyways. CJ is taking Kiara on a date. They are going to be on a tandem bicycle. CJ says, I became an F-boy because, in school, women just fell for me. But he decided to challenge himself while being on F-Boy Island in his season, to see if he could have a connection with somebody, and he did with Daniela. So yeah, she says that I will teach you some Spanish, and he says, well, you do that and I will teach you sign language. So he actually knows how to speak sign language, speak sign language is the right term to use. he knows how to do that because his grandmother, I think actually he did mention this in his season, but his grandmother is deaf, so he learned sign language. So that's really, really impressive, actually. So we are having a rave party. It's the next thing we're doing. And we're having some fun, and in walks Nikki. Party is over for now. She says that this party needs maybe a little bit more estrogen. What? We're getting more women on this situation. So we're getting 3 new women. And so the women's names are Victoria. What was the other girl's name? I think I have it here. So one is Victoria. The reason why I think I caught this first and I got the names after was because, Kim. Kim's the other one's name. The third one is Mia, who was on the second season of F-Boy Island. She was one of the women, and she was the one who had 2 F-boys. She had, oh God, I can't remember his name now, but she had 2 F-boys at the end, or all of them were F-boys at the end. She had the Asian guy that she was really, really into, who she actually ended up picking. And then she also had the guy from actually last season as well. He was in last season's F-Boy Island. And he was the one who also dated Angelina from Jersey Shore. Him. So this is that same girl, Mia. So, she wants CJ. And she don't give a fuck who has a connection with him. She's here to start some shit. That's what she's here for. Both Michi and Camille are like, fuck Victoria, because she seems to be gravitating towards Casey. I mean, we don't know what Camille's intentions are, but we at least know Michi's intentions, because she's like, I'm here for the 100K and you're fucking it up. So, then as Mia is talking to CJ, this girl, I think her name is Yasmia. I don't know who the fuck she is. Maybe we saw her more in episode 2, but I don't know who the fuck she is. And she's like, can I talk to him? They hadn't barely started a conversation. You could tell they were in the beginning of their conversation. And this girl just comes out of nowhere. She's like, can I talk to him? Like, fuck off. And Mia's like, okay, give me a minute. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll give you a minute if he agrees. She's like, should I give him a minute? Should I? And CJ's like, yeah, give us a minute. Oh, he literally is like, you're dismissed. It's fucking great. This girl, so the same girl, she's like, she goes back into the house. She's like, this fucking bitch just got here and she's telling me give her a minute. And I'm like, you look fucking desperate. And maybe an F girl. I don't know. But give him a minute and then you can talk to him. Like, what the fuck? You're going to have another opportunity to talk to him. This is not the mixer. This is just a rave party. So anyway, this one girl that Casey is with, who will get the name for her in a little bit, she kisses him and she's like, okay, I'm going to dip. And she dips and he's like, should I be scared? And she's like, you should be. That is a boss bitch move right there. Anyway, Kim tells Benny that he is akin to her Barbie, and he says, want to make a movie? Too soon? Casey goes up to Camille and says, yeah, I just want to go talk to Mia. While, like, she's right. Like, listen, he's not trying to go after Mia. He literally refers to her as my friend Mia, because they were in the same fucking season together. He maybe became friends with Mia during that time. They were on the same season together. And he never went after Mia. And she never went after him. They're friends. But Camille literally loses her shit in Camille fashion. Literally. I'm watching her and I'm like, yep, there she is. And she's like losing her shit. She's like, oh my God. Like, okay, you know what? Fuck you. It's like, what? And he's completely turned off at this. He's like, the fuck? He's like, if that's how she's gonna be, man, I don't know. So, yeah. So the next day comes, and here comes Casey. He's gonna be taking Sabrina on the date. Now, Sabrina is the one who kissed him and dipped. That's who she is. Um, he's like, they seem to really connect, and you know, I actually would, like, during their date, I actually would be shocked that she would be an F girl. I actually, if she's an F girl, then fuck me, because like, she seems very genuine. Then we have Benny, and he's going to be picking so Jaslyn, for his date. Um, this is the particular one who put him in the chokehold in the green flag, red flag thing. And they're kind of doing a similar thing again. And he's like, do I like being manhandled? Like, does that do it for me? I don't know. So it's a mixer time. And Casey talks to Camille first. She initially apologizes for her behavior and takes full responsibility. She's a fuck girl. Mia and CJ um, have they kiss. So that happens. Camille says, and again, for those who don't know who Camille is from Below Deck, she's a dum-dum. But she literally says, and I quote, an abundant mind brings you abundance. No shit. If she, like, that's okay. Elizabeth wants to talk to Benny, but he walks away. So Elizabeth is kind of this girl who barely says much. You can tell she's a little, I don't know. I'm trying to figure her out, but with a lot of the drama that happens during the third episode, I'm on her side. But she wants to go talk to Benny. Benny is with, I can't remember who he was with, but he was with a girl. He literally carries her out of from where they were sitting outside to go back into the house. He does see her. And Elizabeth, though, is so like awkward that she doesn't know, is he coming back? Do I wait for him? What do I do? And she feels really awkward. And this was after people were telling her, go talk to him. So she's very awkward here. And she goes to sit down on the couch and she's like, what do I do? But then she sees Kim, who's one of the new women, walking. She's outside, but she's closer to the house. And Elizabeth calls her over and says, come sit with me. Don't make me sit here and be awkward. And Kim is standing behind the couch talking to her. And then comes Benny because he saw her. So he came back out and he's like, oh, are we all talking? He was coming back to talk to her. So he's like, are we all talking? He's like, and I don't know if it was maybe a mixture of him as well as Elizabeth are kind of like, yeah, I guess, yeah, sit down with us, Kim. But she's kind of giving the sign to Kim to fuck off because she wants to talk to him alone. But Kim, for whatever reason, either A, is not picking it up or B, is ignoring it. But what Elizabeth ends up doing, now I don't know where Kim was leaning towards in terms of who she's more interested in. It doesn't matter. I think she was trying to figure out who's the idiot, really. We'll get to it. But she ends up, Elizabeth says to Kim, don't you want to go find CJ? Isn't he your top choice? She says this in front of Benny. And Kim is upset because she's like, did I say that? Where'd you get that? Who told you that? Where'd you hear that? Like, I never said anything about anyone being my top choice. I don't think she had quite figured that out. I can't remember if she ever said who she liked more than the other. I don't know. But she gets upset. But I'm, on the one hand, I'm like, okay, but girl, she was sitting there waiting for Benny to come, or she wanted to talk to him because she mentioned it. And then he shows up. You could have fucking left. You could have read the room, read at least her, and left. And you didn't. But what she ends up doing is she does end up leaving, and she loses her fucking mind, tells everybody in the house what happened. And of course, they're all siding with her. And now they all think that Elizabeth is messy, desperate, the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, That's a fucking stretch, y'all. I think Kim is the biggest issue, and I think it actually became very clear to, because I think it was, we'll get to it, but I think it was pretty clear who the issue was, and it's not Elizabeth. I think she's an awkward person. That's basically all it comes down to. So yeah, it's elimination time now. Oh, actually, let me back up because I'm missing the best part. So while Kim is losing her fucking mind, and I think Elizabeth's actually in the house at this point, they're like all yelling at her, whatever. That's very animated. Nikki walks in, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And apparently now people are also talking about Sabrina not being. They're thinking like she might be an F girl because she came out of nowhere, I guess, when it came to Casey, and I was like, now that just sounds like jealousy. Because I think it was Camille and Mishi. And I'm like, okay, again, same situation. We don't know Camille's intentions. Mishi, we know hers. And I'm just like, so? Like, he's allowed to connect with more than just the two of you. You know, there's like 21 of you. Like, the chances are he might connect with somebody else. But anyways. So while they're kind of freaking out, Nikki's like, I don't want to do this. I'm not about this. Let me go. And she goes in and gets the guys, and she's like, let's go. Let's fucking go. So, but yeah, everyone thinks that Elizabeth is the problem. I wrote, what the fuck? But now it's elimination time, and we're there. And Benny's bottom two is Fa, who we barely hear from, and Kim. CJ's bottom two is, I think it's Alana and India. Again, we barely hear from any of these people. Casey's bottom is Victoria and Anissa. Benny says, Kim, you came in hot. You continued in hot. And yeah, you're too much. Like, I think you're an F girl. India goes in for a hug while she's pleading her case. And I wrote, F girl. Casey is not sure about Victoria. And Victoria's like, samesies. I'm not sure about you either. Like, he's not sure. She might be an F girl. But she's like, I'm not sure you're necessarily actually a reformed F boy either. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, sure, you came in second season not being, you were a nice guy in second season. But the first season you were an F boy and you got burned hella bad in season 2. So how do I not know you're not an F boy? I'm with her. So Benny eliminates Kim. Bye, Kim. CJ eliminates Alana, and Casey eliminates Anissa. So who's an F girl and who's a nice girl? Well, Anissa, she's an F girl. She says, Casey, you're an idiot. She says, Benny, DM me, because I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling that. Alana, F girl. I actually was not expecting that. Or did I say Alana? Yeah, Alana. I wasn't expecting that. She seemed genuine enough. I wasn't expecting that anyway. But she actually says, even though I came here being an F girl, I was gonna split the money. Oh wow. Kim, surprise, surprise to no one, she's an F girl. And she actually says, my girl Jocelyn is really feeling you. Like, she won't stop talking about you. Now, I don't know if that's an F girl move on both parts or if she actually is trying to help a girl out. I don't know. But yeah. And I think it was, who do I have here? So Anissa. So Anissa, as they're leaving, says, I miss my boyfriend. Y'all, she has a boyfriend. But yeah, that's basically it for Lovers and Liars. So far, I'm enjoying it. This show is what it is. I enjoy it so far. But yeah, that's basically it. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps. Every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube, and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks.